With the recent release of Snow Hunter, we end a pretty long streak of a lot of banners having at least one unit with an offensive recovery skill. Indeed, the only one in the future having one is roNE with his S1, which, I don't know, is it even worth mentioning? Anyway, not too long ago, I made a video in which I briefly described Arknights module, and I also made another one where I gave new players some advice to beat early IS, but just know there is another very interesting strategy that gravitates around that one unit, Arknights. Arknights is a very unique unit in IS in that she has a module that increases the damage of units that use an offensive recovery skill, meaning skills that charge whenever your operators attack, and guess what? A lot of the starting units have one, like Blaze S1, Thorns S3, Silverash S1 or Mountains S1, but also a lot of units, particularly in the early game, have skills that work like that. Everybody has or should have Cruz, Steward, Jessica, Moose, Caper, Humus, Meteor, or even Loot Bar, the sponsor of this video. That's right, since we're getting a new limited banner, why not trying Loot Bar? It offers cheaper and affordable prices that allow you to save up to 14% of the initial price, 20% with the new user's coupon, which is the same chance of Cruz proccing her talent. Wait, what does this have to do with it? Simply go to their website, start the top-up process, then follow the instructions, and once it's over, you can simply close the process and the product will be added to your account almost instantly. Loot Bar offers safe trade and a refund guarantee, and also has tons of satisfied users on Trustpilot like Raven here that says, bought some roNEights for a WooWa alt account, everything went smoothly and there are no issues so far, and to which I have to say, wait, who still plays Wuthering Waves? Sign up through my link to get your 6% off coupon. Thank you Loot Bar for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. To make it short, she's an extremely good unit to recruit as a support if you want to try something a bit different. Now, you may be wondering, why did I decide to make this video about her today? Well, precisely because, as I mentioned earlier, Snow Hunter was released, and she also has an offensive recovery skill with her S1. And Snow Hunter's S1 is actually pretty particular because it only costs 3 SP, and every time she uses it, she also activates her talents that basically doubles the damage inflicted, and yes, for those wondering, this also works with Arknights. Arknights' talent doesn't say increase the damage of offensive recovery skills by 50%, it says increase the attack of 50% whenever your skill is activated, meaning if the operator has another source of damage when activating their skill, it will also be applied. Look at the fucking damage! 8500 damage. Okay, I have precision, but even without precision, I don't have any mastery, I don't have my module, and the only support I have is Arknights. Not only that, hunters also have an issue in that they don't necessarily want to attack often because of their limited ammos, and Arknights fortunately solves that problem for Snow Hunter since she can also recover her SP, meaning most of her attacks are actually gonna proc her skill. So one might be wondering, Dr.Pitanger, you're not really suggesting upgrading Snow Hunter out of all people, are you? Well, it depends on what we call upgrading. No, I am not suggesting upgrading her module, I am not suggesting upgrading her masteries, hell, I'm not even suggesting upgrading her to E2. What I'm saying, however, is that it's a unit worth trying when deciding to recruit a friend Arknights at the beginning of a run, once this one is E2, obviously. That's the beauty of most units that work with Arknights. They don't even need to be upgraded that much in order to work in the early game. Again, keep in mind that all the units I mentioned before also work as well, but Snow Hunter is a particular case because, well, she just released. That's it. We don't really know when we are going to get another tool for Arknights, as Snow Hunter will be the only serious one for the next foreseeable 6 months, and also because of her cold, she also works decently well with Silverash Altar and Pramanix Altar, so if you're a new player, chances are you have gotten her and one of the 2 6-stars in the banner or even both. Here's a very simple way to get value from Arknights. Start with her as a support unit, or yours if you somehow manage to get her. Use if possible tactical range squad or a neutral class squad. In this second case you'll want to E2 her as soon as possible. In the first case you would have to have unlocked it, which means you would have to have finished at least one run while recruiting 5 medics or snipers. Then simply recruit usually snipers, guards and 1 caster, steward. Some other units like Kazemaru or Kerara work, but it's pretty suboptimal. You can even start with Steadily Surely since this allows you to get both Arknights and steward. I also felt like I needed to make this little addition since a lot of people have seen my video about starting units in I6, and some people ask me, what about using this unit already at E2? Is it a good start? Well, now, in the case of Arknights, you know it. So this is it for this video, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Oh, also, Ashjin Altar's S2 is also offensive recovery. Take that as you will.